Down below here are some of the Buckeye with some of their finishing coats on them. This is an example of what the Buckeye starts to look like as the finish happens. It's amazing the way the contrast of the wood just amplifies as soon as the sealer coat gets on it. This actually only has its first sealer coat, and you can already see the incredible appearance of it. And it's a great sounding wood too. It's lightweight and medium density. This is laminated to black walnut, some of which we get actually locally here. Here's another just unbelievable piece of it here.
Buckeye still just a different...
All of these, yeah, all of these here, I mean, every one of them is, it's like a Rorschach test. I mean, every one of them is different, and you're just constantly amazed. You can see in these here the abalone inlays, which is an abalone type product that we use. Here's is made out of layers of real abalone shell, which are sliced for the most colorful parts and then glued together and machined into blanks. Exactly.
Yes, right.
Up above here are bolt-on base bodies that are in the process of being finished. This is a Western curly maple top, but with a walnut stain finish on it. And here's same sort of quilted Western maple with a black stain finish on it. This one has a Buckeye top on it.
Look at that. That's just, what a great looking base.
And all the finishing that we do here in this little room is either a water-soluble finish, which is really nice to work with and has come along tremendously in the last 10 years in terms of its appearance and usability, or oil-based finishes which we rub on by hand in applications with just a rag, maybe 5 or 6 coats, then followed by more sanding and paste wax.
Right.
So,
but basically from this point is essentially when the hardware and the electronics gets mounted.
Right, and we'll go across the hallway here and to the final assembly area.
Okay, great. Okay, we're now in the position of looking at the electronics and the hardware being mounted. And Stuart, why don't you introduce us to the gentleman you have here doing that for us?
This is Mr. Jimmy Eppert here, the inimitable Mr. Jimmy Eppert.
Jimmy, you want to say hello for our viewers?
Hello, viewers.
All right.
Jimmy does the final assembly, and he also does all that finishing work that you just saw across the hallway in the finishing cave, as we refer to it. He's in the process now of like trimming down the string nut on this Arc 6 guitar here.
This is the final thing you do once you get it, the string height all set here. I like to grind them down so the slots are only as thick as the strings. So we're using a graphite composite nut here, because it remains slippery when you bend the strings and there's no binding issues. And leave the nuts blank, full size, and then work them down to where they want to be. And then I take the top of the thing down and polish it. That's the final thing before it gets a name and
he's ready to go out.
Some happy owner.
Right.
Perfect.
This guitar has obviously a high gloss finish on it, and what we call an ultra amber burst finish, and 2 humbucking pickups made by a small company in California called Harmonic Design. This is a pigtail, lightweight aluminum wraparound tailpiece. It's fully intonatable. Very nice, simple, straightforward piece of hardware. This guitar also, you can't see it, but underneath the top has chambers that are routed into the mahogany to lighten the weight and to broaden out the tone of the instrument. So it's a very lightweight and responsive instrument. Why don't you pick it up, Jimmy? And
it's got a bit of an acoustic property, like a hollow body. Not quite like a hollow body, but it's got a little bit of that element in the tone.
You know, I can say this, Jim.
It's
at
a
this
great,
point,
it's a great sounding instrument, but Jimmy can make anything sound great.
I was just
so
going to say,
it's
in
not
addition,
fair.
anybody that's
When you-
interested.
Well,
when you're playing through such a great amp. it
Right,
sounds-
yeah, we're playing through a crate BX25 here. So this has a solid rosewood neck that's made from 3 plies of Honduran rosewood,
Beautiful.
which is a fantastic wood that is used as the tone wood for the keys of marimbas. And it's extremely hard and stable and just a great sounding wood and structurally a delight to work with. I've been playing one of these guitars. I kept #1 for myself, and one of the things that I love about it is most of the time I pull it out of the case and it's very close to still being in
Yes,
tune.
right.
It's been very stable, except
Yeah.
the other night when Jimmy and I played a gig and I went to grab it off the stand and the E string was like flat. But
Well, I can say
Happy-
this, in having handled,
bleep happens, you know.
Yeah, right.
Some
Here's
basses.
Here's a bass with a rosewood neck.
and you're ready to now go ahead and mount knobs, and then that's going to be play tested and ready to go, pretty much,
Yeah,
it looks
it's,
like.
well, it just got strings on it, so I like to really let it sit for a day.
Yeah.